I'm the Slasher Movie Reviewer, and this is my review of Saw 5. This is, of course, the 5th installment in the long-running Saw franchise that pretty much gets a Halloween release every year. Now, what is Saw 5 about? Pretty much, you have Detective Hoffman, who, if you've seen the events of the 4th film, you know his new role in this film. So he's trying to pretty much get all loose ends picked up, trying to get everything nice and clean and polished and stuff like that. But Saw 5 in a way is sort of flows, I feel, more of Saw 2. You have more of like a group of people. You sort of watch them as they move from room to room to room. You know, and one dies one by one, you know. And what I like about this film, though, is these people are starting to get smart. They know who Jigsaw is. They know they're there for a reason. They know they've done something bad, so they start immediately trying to put pieces together and trying to figure out, hey, maybe we all have something in common. That was a clever idea, and it really shows that they're starting to get smart about this, and the public is really starting to understand Jigsaw and his work. Honestly, I'm gonna say this is my least favorite Saw film. Honestly, by now you know if you like Saw or you hate Saw. By now you know, and you sort of know what to expect, but this one is sort of my least favorite. Doesn't mean it's a bad film, but it's my least favorite so far, and that's mainly because it sort of feels more of an slasher flick than a Saw film. Because yes, people die, and they die in bloody trash like any other Saw film, but you don't really have that Saw flavor you get, because there's not really any Jigsaw, there's no Amanda and stuff like that in this film, and honestly, you kind of have to have that film for it to be a Saw film. You know, and for a movie that's tagline is "You won't believe how it ends." Yes, the plot twist is pretty crazy, like every other plot twist, but it doesn't live up to that tagline. Honestly, I was thinking we were gonna have some awesome, ending. And yeah, it was a great ending. It's like, oh my god, sort of ending, but it's nothing like you get with the first one or the third one or the second one or even the fourth one or pretty much any of the others, but this is still a worthy sequel, but it kind of makes me nervous about where the Saw films are going. It's like they were so good, but this one is below all of them, and it makes me nervous that the Saw films might be diminishing now and might be actually decreasing. I hope that's not the case with this. I hope that David Hackle just maybe wasn't the guy for this, and but I will say though, one thing I've always loved about Saw was how clever and intelligent it was. I think they might have went a little too overboard with the story here. And there's more, I think, story than there actually kills, and normally I actually like the story. But honestly, a lot of stuff is sort of rehashed that we're not seeing with these 5 people. So you kind of already know the outcome of it. Now, I do want to talk about some traps. The opening trap in this film with the pendulum is awesome. It's very bloody, it's very grotesque, and it really gets the adrenaline going and the pumping going. I was like, yeah. Yes, this is Saw. And it really... questions and stuff like that start coming open and blah blah blah. But honestly, another chapter I love was the one where Detective Strom is in the glass box one, and he's got the tubes inside it. I love that trap. It's so beautifully shot. It's the most beautifully shot trap in this film. It's the most beautifully shot scene. How the camera starts back up and all you see is this sort of light. And as it focuses in and moves forward, you see this person in the box, Agent Strom. And then the whole time the camera's jumping around, skipping around. He's trying to get out of this box and stuff like that. It's a great, it's beautifully shot. It's beautifully shot scene. I love that scene for some reason. I mean, but most of the film pretty much, I feel, follows these 5 people as they, of course, go through room to room to room, and one dies one by one by one, and but in their clever traps, I really enjoyed watching these 5 people. I wish, if they're not going to show Jigsaw, show more of these 5 people. Honestly, don't show the flashbacks of non-Jigsaw and stuff like that, of past traps, and try to explain, how that one began. I actually enjoyed just watching these 5 people, because trying to figure out, hey, maybe we have a reason for being such a butthead to everybody. But Saw 5 is still a worthy sequel to be watched. So I'm going to give Saw 5 3.5 out of 5. I think that's a pretty good score for this film. It's obviously not the best. It's my least favorite Saw film, but it's still a pretty darn good one. I'm the Slasher Movie Reviewer, and you've just been slashed. Pendulum style.